All right, welcome everybody to 13 Not Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Child's Play 2019, the remake, another remake. Anyway, it's directed by LARS KLEVBERG this time. I don't know who he is, never seen him before. He directed Polaroid and some other shit I've never seen. Screenplay, it's based on Don Mancini's original stuff. Even though I'll read y'all something here in a little bit that I don't think Don Mancini had anything to do with this film. It stars Mark Hamill as the new voice of Chucky. Now, that's the choice I would have made if I wasn't going to go with Brad Dourif. Of course, I would have went with Brad Dourif because I love Brad Dourif. He's one of my favorite actors. I love Extras 3, Child's Play movies, and anything Brad Dourif's in, just about I like. Mark Hamill is probably the best choice, though, if you're going to go with somebody else. The movie's 90 minutes long, and it feels like 90 minutes long. It feels like more than 90 minutes long to me, I felt like. It has a $10 million budget, which is not bad considering what films cost nowadays in Hollywood. The film is, I think, only $1 million more than the original was. The original was $9 million. This one was $10 million. The film also stars Aubrey Plaza, which does a great job as the mom, Karen, and Gabriel Bateman does a good job as Andy, even though he's a much older Andy than what we had at the original film. Excuse me. Now, it basically, a mother gives her 13-year-old son a doll for his birthday, unaware of its more sinister nature. Same old story. Not really. That's way off as far as the rest of the story goes, because now Chucky is not a serial killer. His soul is not a serial killer. It goes into the body, whatever. Now, today's 2019 version, we have a malfunctioning chopping mall version of Child's Blood. Now, it felt more like I, Robot or something like that. It really didn't even feel like, it's not even a slasher movie no more to me, because it's just a malfunctioning robot. Now, was the movie good? I'd say yeah. I mean, it's worth watching. I would have went somewhere different with the storyline. I mean, the storyline I would have chosen instead of a malfunctioning robot, and this time he's not trying to get into Andy's body, of course, because he's not Charles Lee Ray. It's more about he's protecting Andy. Like he wants to be Andy's only friend or whatever. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but I'd say it's pretty obvious that I would have went somewhere else with the storyline if I was going to call it Child's Play. If I was going to call it Child's Play, and you're going to do the robot thing, I would have done like a virtuosity type thing or something. This is what I was hoping for. Maybe they downloaded Charles Lee Ray's memory into the doll or something, or his profile into the doll. But Charles Lee Ray was not mentioned in the movie, and that really disappointed me. As far as I know, or I didn't miss it, he was not mentioned in the movie. And I think it would have been cool to do that. Maybe download his profile or something into the doll to make him Charles Lee Ray. Then it could have been a slasher movie again, because now you have Charles Lee Ray involved. Also, or you could have went with, because it's a learning doll, I guess. It has to learn stuff. They could have made it sit down and watch Charles Lee Ray documentaries or something, or something like that. Well, there is a scene that was very cool where they're watching a horror movie, and the doll's watching it, so that was kind of cool. Kills wise, I didn't really think they didn't do nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing I've never seen before. It was the movie had no balls. It really didn't do anything that set itself apart from anything. They was very kind of PC about it. Like, we're not going to do anything to piss anybody off at all. It's basically, The movie just has no balls. I like people to go places and try stuff and take chances. This movie don't take no chances, really. I didn't think. The doll looks like shit compared to the old one. But you know, if they would have went like the other route, I think this movie should have been called something else. It definitely did not do anything for me as far as, and we keep this fucking thing going about the kids club type things. This has the same feel to it as like It or in Stranger Things, and we're gonna continue that shit, I guess. On with that, kids club, you know, kids outdoing the adults or whatever and fighting the enemy. So the kids seem smarter than the adults do in the movie. You know, one cool thing about the movie is Tim Matheson's in it. Matheson is in the movie, and I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm a big Tim Matheson fan. He was in movies like Animal House and Up the Creek. Van Wilder, he played Van Wilder's dad. If you hadn't seen the other two, you need to see them, though. Fucking hilarious. The ending scene, I was going to say, the ending scene was one of the more disappointing things to me because it was so predictable. And I was, you know, because you could just tell, like, what was going to happen, who was going to live, and who wasn't going to live. And it just seemed very predictable to me. Now, that doesn't mean the movie's not worth watching. It's worth watching, but just worth watching after it comes out on Blu-ray and comes down to about $14 or something on Amazon or Walmart or wherever. I wouldn't pay the $22. There's no way I'm paying $22 for this movie. I will have it in my collection at some point. I just don't think it's the right time to have it when it first comes out or go to the movies and see it. I mean, if you ain't got nothing else to watch at the movies and you just want to go to the movies, I would go. One interesting thing I found online, though, about this was Don Mancini had nothing to do with this film. And I don't know how true this is. I'm going off somebody's interweb. I don't know how much you can trust this motherfucker. So y'all can do your own research on it. But Don Mancini, the creator of Child's Play, I guess, had nothing to do with this film, and they kind of went behind his back and didn't ask for his blessing or anything at all to do with it, from what this says. And basically, he's going to do the Chucky TV series, if that's still going. I don't even know if that's still going. But he had nothing, from what this is, it did have nothing to do. Now, if that changed from what this said, I didn't do my research, but you can check it out if you want to look it up. But I reckon he's going to do the franchise on Sci-Fi for Chucky, if that's still happening, and it's going to continue the timeline from the original Child's Play movies. So we'll see how it goes. I'd give this movie like a, 2.5, I guess, something, 2.5 out of 5, I don't know. I'm going to stop doing the ratings thing because I really don't feel like, I don't really enjoy doing that anymore. So this is probably the last one I'm ever going to do that on. I'm just going to tell you whether to watch it or not, and whether it's like, don't watch it at fucking all. But I would watch it. It's worth a watch or something, and it's probably an enjoyable movie you could just throw in and have background stuff too if you ain't got nothing else. But I mean, if you're gonna watch it one time, like I said, it would have been more enjoyable to me if it was like not Child's Play and it was called something else. But here we have another cash grab, so is what it is. Look, appreciate y'all hanging with me. Y'all come back and hang with me again sometime.